Hi everyone, I'm Rachel Tessman from stampyourartout.com. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Andover, Minnesota, and I am here to bring you an online paper crafting class. It is Wednesday, June 1st, 2022 at 11 a.m. Central Time as I'm broadcasting to you live. I have a very fun card to share with you today. And I say we because myself and 9 other demonstrators put together a grouping of videos, and we're calling it the virtual tour. It is a virtual tour of different bundles and suites from the annual catalog, and I focused in on the Texture Chic suite. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of the cards that I had created for that presentation, and I'm going to walk you through it step by step today. It's a very fun fold. It's a fun fold card. It's called the faceted vertical diamond fold card. I saw the idea on a demonstrator only group on Facebook, and I was so excited about it that I had to recreate my version of it and share it all with you. So if you are watching live, you can sit back and enjoy. You can just watch the comments roll in. It's kind of fun to see what people say. Or you can chime in yourself. On Facebook, you can actually comment along, where you would comment before or after the live. It's the same commenting section. And on YouTube, there's a different section. So you just have to be logged into your Google account or your YouTube account in order to comment. So if you've been wondering how to do that, you just have to be logged in. And I want to introduce to you, we have 2 moderators. We have Trisha Josephs on YouTube. Her name stands out. She's got the wrench symbol next to her name, and she is happy to answer questions. She's there to guide people in the right direction, that sort of thing. So hello to Trisha Josephs. And then we have Lisa Marshall on Facebook. Lisa Marshall's name does not stand out. Facebook has it so that you can't really have the moderator stand out yet, but that's okay. She's there. She's checking out what people write, and she is there to help you out. So, all right. I think that's it. It's so fun to see everyone chiming in. CJ from Eden Prairie, you're not far from me. Woohoo! Okay, so we are ready to go. We're going to go ahead and pull up the supply list that you will need. And this supply list, by the way, is something that you can actually retrieve from my blog post when this blog post goes live in about a little over an hour at 12:15 p.m. Central Time. You'll be able to download this PDF. And oops, I highlighted some stuff there. And so it's a 1-page PDF. It has photos of the card that I'm going to share with you today. It has the name, it has today's date, it has the measurements that you'll need, and then of course the supply list. And the supplies are clickable, so that's good. Once you download it, you should be able to click on the supplies. But I want to point out that you do not have to do a screenshot of this. In that it's going to be downloadable. So take a look at those things. What do I want to mention on this? I don't think there's anything. Oh, there is something specific. On the Texture Chic designer paper, the measurements seem a little off. So I just want to explain the way I wrote that. I wrote a 5-inch by 5 1/4 inch piece of designer paper, and you're going to cut it 2 different times. And I will demonstrate that. You're going to cut starting from the left edge, cut 1 7/8 inch in, and then another. You'll see how to do it so that you end up with 3 pieces. And then we actually do some more cuts. So that's not the only cuts that you'll need. Just know that these are the initial measurements. Okay. Oh, I love that you're telling me where you're from. It's so fun to see where everybody's coming from. Hey, Pamela. But she's my friend, so that's okay that you got me mixed up with her. All right, so let's go down to the desktop. This is the card that we're going to make today. This is called the faceted, I have to memorize this, faceted vertical diamond fold. And you can see why it's called the diamond fold because of that right there. Very fun, right? I love it. So it's kind of like an easel. So it sticks in and kind of gets held by this edge here, which is lifted up. And so it does flatten down, so you can mail it. It's a very flat card. And then like this to display it, and you can put it on your table. Okay, I want to give credit to the demonstrator who gave me the idea. Her name is Laura Stranks. Again, she posted it in this demonstrator only group. She does not have a blog or an Instagram or anything like that, but she was very gracious to answer my questions when I was asking her all this stuff about it. So thank you to Laura for this idea. Let us grab our trimmer. We're going to go ahead and cut our card base. So before the live begins, I can peek at comments that are already rolling in on YouTube. And it was fun to see what everybody was guessing I was going to wear. I did try to find something that was pool party in color and beachy at the same time, because it's a beach themed card. And I couldn't find anything. It's a blue shirt. It's not pool party. But when I put on a shirt that was a little bit greener to match the card, then it was too bright and like I was glowing. My shirt was just, anyways. So I did some last minute shirt changes and then I just ended up going back to this. But I have my bracelet on. There's my beach bracelet. It's got pool party in it. We're going to go ahead and cut at 5.5 inches. We're cutting halfway through. So this is an 11-inch piece of cardstock, cutting at 5.5 inches. We will need just half of this. And we're going to score at the regular place where we score when we make a card at 4.25 inches. So this is half of 8.5. So you start out with a regular card base, and then you get creative with the cuts. So we're going to open this up again and figure out which one's the front and the back. So do you see how the cardstock overlaps a little bit right here? I consider this the back side because you don't want to see both edges from the front. So we're going to make this the front of the card, and we're going to score, we're going to cut halfway. So halfway between 5.5 inches is 2 3/4. So I'm positioning this edge up to the 2 3/4 inch mark on my trimmer, and we're going to cut a 1/2 inch in here and stop, not a 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch. We're going to cut 3/4 inch in and stop 3/4 inch in. So if you look at this section, well, here we have a ruler here. I'm going to cover up part of this so you guys don't see it, okay? Because otherwise you'll get confused by all of it. So I'm just going to slide this cardstock in here, right at where the score line begins at 4.25 inches. So pretend that I only have that portion of the card showing, okay? We're going to go 3/4 inch in, so that's going to bring us to the 3.5 inch mark, and we're going to stop 3/4 inch from the other side. So that's going to bring us to the 3/4 inch mark, right? I have hair on my lip. Okay, so now we're going to bring up the arm of our trimmer. We're going to slide our blade, our cutting blade, to the 3.5 inch mark right there. And that's where we'll start. And we're going to cut up to that mark, 3/4 inch. Does that make sense? We're slicing. We're just slicing right through that section. Oh, and then I got lipstick. I was trying to get the cat hair off my lip because I have some lip gloss on, and I just smudged up my cardstock. Okay, we'll just flip that over and use the other side. All right, so here we have a slit going right through the front of the card. So now we need to make some score lines. And I should have written this supply down and I forgot that I used it, but you'll need, and I'm going to grab it right here, the Stamp and Pierce mat. And I have a couple of them. I have one that I pierce, and then I have one that I never pierce. So we're going to take this now and we're going to use a ruler, and oh, we got to score one more time. Hang on, we're scoring one more time. We have to make a score line right through the middle of this front section again. So half of 4.25 brings us to the 2 1/8 inch mark. So now we're going to score right through the middle. Now we've got some starting points here. There we go. We have a line right through the middle and we have a cut through the middle. We're going to connect some points here, but we need to mark some stuff on our card. We're going to mark 3/4 of an inch from the bottom and 3/4 of an inch from the top. We're marking those little spots. Now you don't see those marks because I put them on there very lightly with pencil, but imagine them there. I want to be able to erase them. Now I'm going to use the stylus end of my Take Your Pick tool and my ruler, and I'm going to connect that mark I just made up here with the end of this cut. Okay, I'm going to zoom in a bit so you can see. Okay, and now I'm going to go over to this side and I'm going to do the same thing. Take that mark, connect it with that spot right there. Okay, so this is what I have so far. I have like a little triangle going down there, and here's where the other score line is. Okay, now we're going to take this mark down here and we're going to bring it up to this spot here. So we're making a diamond. You could use the bone folder, like an edge of a bone folder too, if you don't have a stylus tool. The Take Your Pick tool does come with this. It doesn't come with this part here. This is an extra attachment, by the way. Okay, so now you can see if we fold this and then we fold these, I'm just going to give everything a little bit of a crease here. Then we can push these inward. See what I'm doing there? I'm kind of molding it. Ta-da! There we go. It's kind of like the opposite of that monster card that I made back a while ago with a paper pumpkin kit, if you watched that video. This can become like a little mouth, and then you can put eyes up here. It's kind of fun. But we're doing it the opposite way. So it's inverted. Isn't that neat, you guys? So cool. So this is where we want it to sit. We need it to sit against a little place that will hold it. And that's where we're going to take and put a piece of designer paper. But let's go ahead and finish off the front section here with our designer paper pieces. Now we get to introduce some of our Texture Chic Suite products. Okay, so we're taking a brief little pause here because I want to show you this suite. It's in the annual catalog that was released in early May, so it's only about a month old. On pages 98 and 99, you'll see the suite on display. You'll see lots of fun samples. You'll see that it includes a pack of designer paper. It's 12 by 12, and it's a specialty designer paper. It's got some foiling to it. And then we've got another pack of paper. This is a specialty pack that's 2 sheets of 12 by 12, one-sided distressed gold. Very fun for accenting. The stamp set and then the dies. So it includes 4 things, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it is $77.50 in the US. Okay, now I'm going to show you those parts and pieces. So we have, this is the distressed gold specialty paper. Again, it's one-sided, but look at how fun that is. I mean, it looks like a hammered kind of metal. Definitely lives up to the name distressed gold. We're not using that on our card today, but you'll see lots of samples if you check out the Texture Chic virtual tour video that I just shared this morning on my YouTube video. This is the Texture Chic specialty designer paper, and because I just did this video, I loved up this paper. This is all I have left as far as big sheets go. They come 12 by 12, but you can see I've cut up lots of them. In fact, I'm going to tell you one thing, but I'm going to do something else for my papers that we're going to use on the front of the card. So, in fact, maybe I'll demonstrate it with this piece first. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, the colors that are in the Texture Chic designer paper are Evening Evergreen, Mango Melody, Petal Pink, Pool Party, Soft Succulent, and Soft Suede. And let me give you a peek at the stamp set. And then the dies. Oh, and the dies I have on 2 magnetic sheets because there are so many. Fun, 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 right? This is an awesome suite, and it's overlooked in the catalog. When we were all picking out what suites or bundles we wanted to feature for the virtual tour, nobody was picking this. And I usually let everyone pick first, and nobody was picking it. And I'm like, what's going on here? And so I put myself on this suite, and I'm so happy I did. So here is one of the fun visuals I made for that video. You'll be able to see this again when you check it out. But then these are some other things that just kind of give you a taste of what you can do with the dies and the stamps and the paper, because there are parts and pieces of the paper that you can die cut just alone without stamping it. Okay, so this is what I want you to do with your designer paper, but we'll show you with the other sheet what I have to do. Okay, so you're going to take your 5 by 5 1/4 inch sheets. So let's say I'm going 5 1/4 by 5. Okay, and the 5 1/4 is how tall it's going to be on your card. So this is the width. So now what you're going to do with that one piece, and again, according to the measurements and all of that, you're not too late though, Linda, is you're going to cut, as it says there, cut at 1 7/8, 1 7/8, and that's why I wrote it twice. And then you'll end up with a piece that is 1 1/4 inches, but they're consecutive pieces. They all flow together. I, on the other hand, did not do that. These pieces came from different places. So we're just going to have our pieces not flow together, and that's going to have to be okay. We're going to cut these two at least together. So these two will be 2, 3. Yep, that'll work. I'm going to trim off this edge just a little bit here. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have. There we go. It got frayed a little bit because my blade was not that sharp. The beauty of live. Okay, so now we can cut it in half at 1 7/8, and I have 2 matching pieces that will be on the front of the card. We're going to pretend like this next piece flows from that other section there. 1 and, what did I say, 1 1/4? Yeah, 1 1/4. And let's see how this one flows the best. It doesn't really. We'll make it that one. That's okay. The design is not going to be, you know what I mean. Okay, here we go. Now what we need to do is we need to take these pieces, and I think it's easiest on this designer paper to put your pencil marks on the front side, but what we're going to do is I'm going to grab a gel pen instead, because the white, you'll be able to see the white in the video. But you won't need a gel pen. I'm just going to use this in place of the pencil. So you're going to take these 2 pieces and you're going to look at the middle, and then you're going to fold them actually you can fold them this way so that we mark on the back. You're going to fold them this way, but remember where the middle is, okay? So there's the middle. That means we need to make our triangle this way. We're going to measure from, oopsie, let's do this first. Let's mark the middle this way. Am I complicating this, or hopefully I'm keeping it easy here. We're going to mark the middle between 0 and 5 1/4 inches. That's going to bring us to 2 and I'm going to confuse you if I keep messing up my words. That's going to bring us to 2 5/8. Okay, so I've marked it 2 5/8. And now I'm going to go in from that side 1/2 inch. And don't worry about your paper stacking nice and neatly right now. It's okay. So there's where my mark is. Can you guys see that? Hopefully you can. There's where my mark is. Okay. And now I want to take and measure 1/2 inch from, you know what, I'm just going to separate these to make it easier here. I'm going to measure from the top 1/2 inch down, and measure from the bottom 1/2 inch up. So now we have our 3 marks. Oops, that's too close, Rachel. Okay, we have our 3 marks. We have a mark here, here, and here. And this is 1/2 inch in, 1/2 inch up, 1/2 inch in from the center. Let's make sure that we're doing it right. So we're going to check again. We've got our paper flowing together. Fold it. This is the middle. This is where our V or our diamond or our triangle is going to be cut. So we're going to connect, and we're going to connect that point with that point. So because we have a trimmer like this, we can go ahead and set that blade right at this little spot here. But let's first make sure that it's lined up in the channel of our trimmer. So I can see my white little dot in there, and I can see my white little dot here. Something that you'll want to note, and I'm going to show you this kind of as this was my my guide. I want to go up a little higher than the 1/2 inch on this side, and I want to go in a little bit this way. And it's just going to make it a little bit more balanced when we cut. So higher and further in. So I'm going to tilt it a little bit like that. So now I'm seeing, instead, and I'll use my pointer here, I'm seeing my white mark to the right, or leaning more against this side of the arm, and this white dot leaning more against this side of the arm. Okay, lift up, set it down, and slice. And I'm holding them both together at the same time. I've got both of these together all lined up. I'm going to lift up, I'm going to turn it, line up those white dots in the channel of my trimmer so I can see them. There's one in the middle, one in the middle. And remember now, we want to go up a little higher. So we're going to tilt this one over here more, and we're going to tilt this one over here more. And we're ready to slice. And I'm going to start at that white dot. Okay, we've removed the middle section. This is probably the hardest part of the whole card. And you know what? If this bugs you, don't put a layer on. You don't have to, right? Now we're going to need these inside pieces, but I'm just going to open up everything right now to show you what we've got. Ta-da! And see, pretend like that all flows into one. Okay? So now we have to take these pieces and we have to trim them down, because right now they're too big. So we're going to put them back together, and we're going to cut them here and here to narrow them up a bit, make them a little bit smaller. I just lined it up so that my edge was parallel to these lines here, all these vertical lines, and I made it so that it was 1/8 inch away from the channel of my trimmer. And that brings me between the channel and between this line. So I just made sure that it was kind of, even between those lines. And I held this firmly and I sliced. So I'm cutting 1/8 inch off. I believe that's what it was. It could have been more, but I think it was 1/8. We're going to go with 1/8, Rachel. Oh my gosh, you guys, this remodel has made my mind kind of crazy. I'll just tell you that. Yeah. Anyways, okay, we're going to keep going. So now I've got the same thing, this edge between the two lines, between the channel line and between this line. Hold it firm and slice. Okay. There we go. Now I'm going to check. I'm going to just check, you guys. Okay, that looks good. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to, and we probably didn't even have to do this. We're going to cut at, sorry, we have lots of cuts to do. We're bringing this to the 1 5/8 inch mark, which we probably didn't even have to do those little slices. Yeah, I should have done this card twice. I think that's what I should have done. That's okay. We have 1 5/8. We're going to flip it over. We're going to do 1 5/8. Bringing it right to that mark there. See, we didn't have to slice off that other stuff. Just ignore all that stuff that I just did with you with the 1/8 inch stuff. Okay, we've got all these triangles now. Will you guys forgive me? All right, we're gonna put these together in some kind of, actually, you know what, because they're gonna be flipped over this way, it does not matter. It won't matter. So the only design you'll have to put together is if there's any design on the flip side of your designer paper here, you just match it up. Like if you kind of accidentally put them in the wrong direction, you know what I mean? But I think this is right. So we're gonna go like this because we see the wood grain flowing and we have our layers. Yay! Okay, now it's time to go ahead and assemble. The trick with this card is you can't really stamp your inside piece until you know your center point. So we're gonna layer up our white piece on the inside, our designer paper next to it. And if you want to, you can even just put like a little temporary adhesive, just a little dab of it, put it in here in case you make a mistake, okay? Because you're gonna prop it up, you're gonna mark the middle. So if you wanna do that, you certainly can. We're not going to because of time. We're just gonna assume that Rachel is not gonna make a mistake. And we're gonna put this on the inside so that we see 1/8 of an inch on these 3 edges. This piece, now you can reinforce this if you want to. You can do another piece of basic white behind here so it's a little stiffer. I think I did that in my finished sample actually, but I'm not doing it here because I forgot. But yes, you could do one more basic white piece. We're just going to add some dimensionals along the edges here. And if you want to, I would encourage you to go a little dimensional crazy here because you want to make sure that this is nice and stiff, that it doesn't move on you. So I'm doing, I know some of you know Bruno Bertucci, or if you know Nancy Forsberg, they both love dimensionals and they kind of overdo it. So we're overdoing it like they are right now. We're doing the Nancy Bruno thing. Okay, peeling off the backings. I probably should have used like the edge of it and then I could have just peeled all the backing off all at once. But that's okay. Okay, so we got the backings off and this is gonna, again, you wanna check to make sure your design flows from the other paper. It does look like a big mouth. That's true, so true. So this goes right next to the edge of your white paper, like that. Then you're going to tuck this in like that. Make sure that it's level. You know, the bottom edge is lined up with the bottom edge and the top edge lined up with the top edge. Then you're going to come back with that pencil. You're going to mark the middle. And that's just going to help you to know where to stamp. So I've got a little tiny pencil mark on there. Not sure if you can see that. But that's where we're going to stamp. And a clear photopolymer stamp set will really help in this type of card design so that you can see that mark as you're stamping. I'm using the Love You image from the stamp set and I'm stamping in Tuxedo Black Memento ink right there. And you can go back in and you can erase that pencil mark, but I'm just going to give the ink a little bit of time to set there. Okay, so we have the inside done. Now, if you want to, you can do like extra designs, things that you want to, you know, like if you want to do any blending or you want to do any more stamping of images or anything. I'm keeping this card super basic because the folding and the layering pieces do take quite some time, as you just saw. So let's go ahead and make this lie a little flatter here. It's time to add our layers. And again, making sure that you have everything flowing, your design flowing. we have some embellishing to do, and that's where the dies from this suite are going to come in. So I'm going to introduce you to the Chic dies. I love the name of that die set, Chic dies. So we're putting adhesive on the back side of this. We've got kind of a corner here, and what I should be doing is going like this. It might make it easier to get the adhesive in that corner. Do you guys do that? Do you put your papers together? That helps to make it so that you can go further into little tiny areas of your layers. Don't stick down yet. Well, good thing we have a better one that's done already. Yeah, see, if you have them together like that, you can get right into the corners a little bit easier. Peel them apart. There we go. Layering when you have triangular pieces is a challenge. I probably should have gone a little bit further away from that 1/2 inch mark in this direction and a little closer in. But there you go. This is only the second time I've made this card. That's pretty good though, huh? All right, now we have to add our embellishments. And our embellishments are super simple. We're going to take some dies from the Chic die collection. Bring in our Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine and our magnetic. You don't need to have the magnetic plate, but I love this magnetic plate. It kind of lives on here now. I've got platform number 1, I've got the magnetic plate number 5, and I've got my cutting plate number 3. So I'll just layer these papers and grab my dies. And do you think I can get them all from one? Maybe. Maybe. That would be awesome, wouldn't it? I think I can. Make the most use of your scraps, right? So we're going to send this through the machine by rolling it between those 2 rollers. Yay! We need the take your pick die brush adapter here. Oh, maybe not. Look at that, they came right out. So, to take them off of this, because sometimes they like to stick in a little bit, we can take and just go like that. Helps remove them. So these I just added with a little bit of multi-purpose liquid glue, or you could use like the fine tip glue or something. And I did not glue the whole entire back. If you want to glue the whole entire back, you could. You could come in with like an adhesive sheet, connect it to an adhesive sheet before you actually do your die cutting, and then it creates a sticker. But I just wanted to have it loosely on here, like that. And I'm keeping the card in a folded position when I'm adding these pieces because I don't want to add anything too close to that edge. I want it to be able to still tuck and not cover up anything. There we go. Let's add this one. This oh, and for those of you that are new to my videos, I have a spot on my blog called My Favorite Extras. And this little applicator bottle is there if you like it. It just helps to bring the glue out in a finer line. So, okay, now that that's done, I'm going to fold that back, kind of put some pressure on it. I'm looking at my finished card over here. Sorry, I'm cheating. And then we will take and put a little bit of glue here and maybe up in here a bit. One-handed gluing. And this one will stick, we can stick that one right close to the edge. Now we're going to add some pearls, bringing in a new embellishment. These are the, here they are, the iridescent basic jewel pearls. They They've got a little sheen to them. They're very, very, very pretty. And we're going to add them, but not to the inside here, because otherwise we have the dimensionals plus the pearls, and that will add a lot of bulk when mailing. But we can add it maybe to this white layer around here, and of course to the front. So I'm going to close my card so it's like this, and I'm going to add, I'll add a pearl up here. I'll add another one right next to it here. And oh yes, we've got to have one down here. One right next to it, maybe right there, so that these little guys all kind of cluster together when open. So you go like this, and there's our fun little collection of shells right there. And then on the inside, I'm going to put one right about here, so it's peeking out a bit. One right next to it, and then I think I have a, oh, I have a small one. I like to make my cards pretty much exactly the way they look originally when I create them for the blog post, because then when you see the photos, it gives you the illusion that it's the actual card that I made for you, but no, it's the sample one. So there we have our finished faceted vertical diamond fold. Faceted vertical diamond fold. Isn't that fun? I love it. So here's the card closed. Well, not really closed. Here it is, open. There's the mouth. I don't have a second version for you. I was going to make a second version, but again, when you have remodeling going on in your house, you have all of these noises that you have to contend with. We have constant hammering and sawing and pounding, and yeah, construction makes a lot of noise. So I just, you know, I can get done with what I get done with, and that's all. And that's okay. We're going to be okay with that. All right. So there, now you can see them together, right? We should angle this one up a bit. So let's go back to the virtual tour for just a second before I let you guys all go. And I also have a few other things to tell you about because it is June 1st. Happy June 1st, everyone. The vertical tour. I'm going to pull up a little spot from my blog. Bring you over to my blog here. Click off of that. There we go. All right, so when you're on, oh, it's not refreshing very well. There we go. So when you're on my blog, if you look at either this post or this post, you're going to see some information about the virtual tour. Let's just click on this one here, the latest one. So this one was posted earlier this morning to talk about some news. And if you scroll down, you can see the virtual tour of the annual catalog. Here's images of all the bundles or suites that we're featuring in this virtual tour. And you'll want to check it out. You can either join my Facebook group. Let's see if I can find that here. Hold on, I got a little thingy. Is that it? There it is. Yay! So Stamp Your Art Out with Rachel, or Stamp Your Art Out group. I think that's what it's called. Yes, if you go there and you join, you'll be able to see over the next several days a video shared each day from the demonstrators in our group. And oh my gosh, the talent, you guys, it's amazing. So all of these videos will be shared the 1st through the 10th of what date is it? I'm sorry, my stomach is making noise. It's June. The 1st through the 10th of June. If you want to get a hold of the PDF, so there's a PDF also that looks like this. That PDF is accessible to anyone who orders from me using one of my host codes. And it just explains in here, here, if you click on here, you can get to my host code. So if you're a club member, you can use your club member host code. If you have your own personal code through me, you can use your own personal code through me. As long as you use one of my host codes, then I will send that PDF to you as a thank you for your order. And it doesn't, you can order just like $10 worth of stuff. It doesn't have to be a big order, but it just gives me a way to get that PDF out to people. And then I also put a link in there to my video of the 10 on the Texture Chic suite. So you can access that either through my blog post or you can get it through the YouTube channel that you are watching on if you're watching from YouTube. Some other news that's going on. Let's just give a shout out to Country Hive. The Country Hive is run by my friend Ashley and her husband James, and they have some awesome products. Let me just bring you back to my desktop here. Hang on. They have some awesome products that are great for your craft room organization. This is one of my favorites. So I hold my re-inkers in this, and I can take all of my, I don't know, here's one set of in colors, here's another set of in colors. I have my brights in one. I can take a whole family of colors and pull them out at one time and grab what I need. So I can, like I could close this one, pull these out, I could pick which color I want and put the rest back. It's a really convenient way for me to store them and hold them. This is another one of my favorite products. I love this holder. Now, I believe it was intended to go this way because they do have stackable pieces, but I put mine vertically and I put it on top of my Stampin' Storage pieces. So I have got all my Stampin' Right markers together. This is another one of my favorite pieces. I love this one because it holds these round embellishment containers really nicely. And you can connect them in different ways because they have little pieces on the bottom that help you connect them the way you want. So the Country Hive is having a sale, and I'm going to go back to this now so you can see it. They're having a 20% off sale today. It is their birthday and they're celebrating, so you'll want to go to my blog post and check out that link. What else? The tutorials are normally shared on the 1st of the month. We are having some issues with getting the tutorial bundle. Sometimes technology just gets in the way, right? So there's a little bit of a delay on that for those of you that have purchased them, like the 6-month package, the subscription or whatever. There's just a slight delay, just so you know. But those will go out today, within the next few hours, hopefully. And those you get with a $50 order too. So it's the Heart and Home Suite. In fact, let me show that to you because next week I am going to be featuring, when we do our blog hop with the group, I'm going to be featuring that suite. Here it is. I'm going to be showing you a really fun idea, and I'm just going to give you a little hint. Showcase Stamper Regan Moore. So if you go back to blog posts that I've done on my blog, and this is my blog, by the way, and you look for the last Showcase Stamper, Regan Moore, she did a really awesome box. And I'm going to show you how to make that box. Other news. There's so much news going on, you guys. So I covered the virtual tour, new tutorials, Country Hive. Last Chance. The Last Chance list is out. So speaking of the mini catalog, we have items that are leaving. And you can access that list through any of the blog posts that I have too. So I'm going to take you back to the computer. I cannot tell you how much is going on with today. So let me just scroll. There it is. Last Chance. So when you go below my signature on any of my blog posts, you can find my the promotional things going on. So here's the Last Chance information. And if you click on that information, you can access a list. You can also just visit the Stampin' Up! Store at stampinup.com and you can see the Last Chance products there. But some of them are 50% off, or up to 50% off, I should say. So, but don't wait. Place your order because there's only 1 month left of this mini catalog. And then the last promotion is right here, the Kits Collection BOGO sale. So Stampin' Up! Is having a buy one, get one 50% off sale going on right now. And it's with the Kits Collection. It's not with the Paper Pumpkin kits. It's the Kits Collection kits. So those kits that you, here I've got some flyers for some of them. Those kits that you can see before you buy, from like the magnetic board one. Oh gosh, here's one that's a favorite and it came back. The Light the Candles card kit. Gosh, their Christmas ones are back. So, check those out. There's a bunch of kits in the online store that you can view. We have to show prizes, don't we? Yay! Where are they? Are these them? from last week? I don't even know. I think these are them. I think these are them. Were these from last week, you guys? I hope so. I'm going to check out some comments here that roll in. So last week, we always draw from the comments that are left from the week before. So if you're on Facebook, your name got entered into a prize drawing little thing. And if you commented after the YouTube was done, after the live was done on YouTube, you got entered into a drawing. And so I have two winners. I have one from Facebook and I have one from YouTube. I hope that these were the ones, you guys. I'm not seeing any comments here telling me otherwise. So woohoo for prizes. Yes, Amy. All right. I'm checking, you guys. I hope these are the ones. I would hate to be giving away prizes that belong to somebody else. Okay. So we have a pop-up bag. I saw someone write down or say dimensionals. I have never seen you use that many dimensionals before. I know, right? That's because I used a designer paper and needed to make it stiff. Okay, we have the effervescent elements, and we have some waves of the ocean designer paper, which I would cut down to 6x6 to mail. These are them? Oh, I hope so. Some people are saying yes. Okay, thank you, Virginia. And then you get along with it a set of spoons, okay? Because last week I demonstrated the beach card that I'm into beach stuff lately, I guess, and then I'm wearing a tank top. It's the card that had the message in the bottle. So I'm going to bring you now to my computer screen, and we will do a drum roll. Brrr. The winner from YouTube is Dina Baker. Yay, Dina. Congratulations. Make sure that you reach out to me at my email, stampyourartout@comcast.net, and on Facebook. And these are the after live commenters, you guys. Actually, the Facebook includes live and after live. Congratulations to Christy J. Bentley. Yay for our two winners. Make sure that you reach out to me. I have lots of people who have not claimed prizes. So I'm going to pull those names up really quickly here. These are some past prize winners that have not claimed their prizes yet. The ones that are listed towards the top are going to be deleted like in the next 24 hours, you guys. So if you see your name up there and you reach out to me soon, I can get your prize to you. And I have the prizes listed somewhere else, but I just want you to make sure that if your name is up there, you reach out to me. Okay, there's my email address. All right, for the prizes for today, I'll bring you back to my desktop here. We have, where are they? There they are. We have some products that are new, and then you would get a sheet of dimensionals with them. So here we go. Let's spread them all out so you can see them. Okay, my desktop's ready. Here we go. Okay, you have choices. I love it when you have choices, right? Okay, we have the Lovely Layers Vellum. We have the Rustic Metallic Adhesive Back Dots. And we have the Iridescent Rhinestone Basic Jewels. We also have a pick of all these ribbons because people aren't claiming prizes, you guys. I have these ribbons still left. My goodness sakes. So Trisha's going to pick two winners from YouTube. Oh, and you get a sheet of dimensionals with it too. She's going to pick two winners, and there she announced them. Yay! Sandy T and Jennifer Cup. Congratulations to both of you. She has tagged you, by the way. So if you are seeing your name in orange, if it's highlighted in orange, you should check out what's being written to you. If your name is Sandy T or Jennifer Cup, reach out to my email address and connect with me so I can get you your choice of prize. If you live outside the U.S., I always have to make sure I say this. If you live outside the U.S., then you can't get product, but I can give you a tutorial. Maybe I can send you today's tutorial, the Heart and Home one. I don't know, whatever one you pick, but there are choices. So I hope that helps. Yay! I think that's it. I gave you lots of news. I'm going to let you all go. I will see you next week on June 8th, and that will be the Blog Hop week where I'm blog hopping with all the other people in our all-star group, and we're all going to be featuring heart and home projects. I hope you love them. I love it, so I can't wait to show you. Congratulations to the winners. Thank you all for joining me. Please remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Give me the thumbs up and click like and all that good stuff. Oh, and don't forget to share the video too. Thanks everybody. Now I'd like you all to go and stamp your art out. Bye-bye.